Welcome to FailCraft, the podcast where we dive into the messy, real side of success and explore how setbacks become the stepping stones to growth and clarity. Today's guest is challenging the entire system of retirement planning. Lance Mays is a financial strategist and the author of Zero is Your Hero. He's spent over 30 years in the industry and he's seen firsthand how traditional advice can actually set people up for a massive failure in retirement. He calls this looming crisis the reckoning. Lance is here to talk about why following the standard path might be the biggest financial mistake you can make, and how shifting your strategy to aim for zero taxes, zero risk, and zero losses can give you true freedom. So, Lance, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. Welcome to FailCraft.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation. Thank you. Great to be here. And I'm very passionate about sharing the information that I have acquired over 40 years of financial planning. It's an area most people don't devote time for. They don't devote their energies, their learning curve to things that, I mean, some people may or may not use certain things, but everybody uses money. And what I talk to people about is it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep.
Yeah.
And depending upon where they're hearing me, I'm going to speak predominantly as if it was a US based, a United States based person, because I'm most familiar with the taxation in the United States.
All right. So, Lance, you talk about a concept called the reckoning, a moment where retirees realize the traditional advice they've followed their whole lives has actually led them into a tax trap. So, can you share a story, perhaps, of a client or a realization you had yourself where you saw that reckoning hit?
Yeah, the reckoning is what chapter 1 is called. And the reckoning refers to bill or a event that the price that's going to need to be paid now needs to be paid. And it has been a very bad thing for a lot of people. In the United States, one of the most common mistakes that people don't know is a mistake is being created by about 90% of the financial advisors out there think they're trying to help somebody, who think they're trying to help you save for your retirement, but they're actually doing you a major disservice. And what I mean is this: their ongoing mantra is defer, defer, defer. That means deferring the taxes. That means put your money, as far as they're concerned, into an IRA, which is an individual retirement account, or a 401k. Now, this is done with pre-tax dollars in the United States. And what that means is they're allowed to fund their retirement account with money that has not been taxed yet. So the reckoning is that as a person moves through their life and moves close to retirement, they are also moving close to something they were never told, and that's the reckoning of the taxes that will become due. No matter where you are in the world, if the government has some kind of control over your life or your financial situation, they're going to collect at some point in the future. And that's what this is about. If you've been allowed in a 401k or an IRA to defer money, to put money away, and then it grows and grows and grows, that money now has to start being taken out and used for you to live on. That money and the growth and the interest all is taxed at whatever your current rate is. So if a person has a pension or some sort of built-in retirement from a job, or they're on, like in the United States, we have a program called Social Security. So they get a small amount of money from the government that they've earned over a number of years, or you receive a portion of money as you earned over the years for working from a company. That money comes to you, and that money is subject usually to some sort of tax. And then the money that you're required to start taking out of your 401k or IRA is 100% taxed. All of these monies coming together can create a larger tax that most seniors are never even aware of until it's too late, till they're already a senior, till they're already starting to take money out. So the reckoning is the amount of money that's going to be owed or due to the government at some point in the future. And it may not be at a rate that a senior is comfortable with or new. The reason people always would say defer, 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 oh, you'll be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. That's not true. You don't know what the taxes are going to be. We've been fortunate lately that the taxes in the United States have come down quite a bit, but they are slated to go back up within the next 2 years. So if they go up even 10%, well, that's 10% more in taxes that a senior is going to have to start paying. They didn't probably plan on that, nor did they plan on the amount of tax they're going to have. And again, in the US, we have something while we work and while we earn money, they're able to reduce the taxable income with what we call write-offs or exclusions, deductions, and credits. But when you retire, you lose most of the exclusions, deductions, and credits. And the three biggest ones that Americans have is a deduction for their home interest. Well, you hope when you're retired, you don't have a mortgage anymore. So that deduction's gone. The second one is children. Well, you hope when you're retired, your children are old enough to take care of themselves. So that one's gone. And the third one is charities. People usually like to give money to a church or a charity of some sort. Well, when a person gets older, their money may become less available to them. They may be making less. And most people who choose retirement would rather donate time than actually write a check to the charity or to the church. They'd rather go down and help out and make meals or help with this or help with that. But those things are not deductible. So you lose your three biggest deductions when you retire. But yet you still have the big tax bill coming and no way to write it off or help adjust it. So that's the reckoning, is having to pay for things that you really didn't plan on paying for. So I hope that was a clear enough answer for you. So this is a book that I wrote. As I said, I've been in the industry for quite a long period of time, over 40 years. And even though no matter where I would go, people would find out who I was. I had a national, like across the United States, radio show called Wall Street Meets Main Street. And a lot of people knew me from the show, or I've given over 700 in-person live speaking events. And a lot of people know me from that. So as they've gotten to retirement or they want to make some financial moves, people would ask me, hey, what about this? Or what should I do with this? Or how about this? So instead of just really talking to all the people all the time, I said, you know what? Let me just put it all in a book for you. And you can pick it up. You'll have a copy. You'll be able to go back and reference it. And you'll be able to learn this whenever you wish. These books are available on Amazon.com. They're on GoogleBooks.com. They're on Barnes and Noble. There are about other 10 different platforms as well. So the book is readily available. It is in English, and it's designed, again, primarily for the United States market because that's what most of the tax law that I am familiar with and that I write about is based on. So while it would probably still be good knowledge and information for people from other areas, this would be predominantly geared towards a North American type of reader who has to face North American, usually taxes and troubles and problems. But it's a great read. It lays a lot of stories out. It lays a lot of good roadmap of what to do, how to do it, and why you need to do it as well.
All right. So, Lance, your philosophy is about control, taking your future back from the government. So, how does gaining that control change a person's mindset beyond just the numbers?
That's a great question. In my opinion, whenever you can take back control of whatever you're doing, you're going to be farther ahead. As long as it's legal, above board, and doesn't hurt anybody else anywhere else. Those are my main stipulations. But whenever you can take better control of your future, both as a person and as a financial responsibility to yourself and your family, you're going to be a lot farther ahead. I write in the book, I say, these are ideas and strategies that you can use to benefit you and your family by using the law the way it's written for the benefit of your family, not the expense of your family. Because if you do nothing at all, you are now at the mercy of what I call the government plan, which is as much tax as they want to charge you, when they want to charge it to you, and for how long they want to charge it to you. Well, if you can take control of those things and you decide whether or not you're going to pay tax legally by repositioning your money in the right accounts, you decide when you want to take it or if you need to, and you decide the kind of rates of return that you want without risking your principal and without risking previous year's earnings. When you take those things back in your control, you are now empowered to have a much more peaceful life and more comfortable retirement. And just not even talking about the money aspect of it. Among the biggest problems facing American retirees this time is not only just the taxes, but healthcare. When people reach a certain age, your body doesn't quite operate the way it used to. I am a perfect example of that. I mean, I am 67 years old. I unfortunately have been in the hospital a number of times. I've had cancer. I've had to pull myself back up as well. And I have not had the correct type of plans in place, I would be financially destitute. So being able to make sure that a person has the right types of plans in place, that a person has the right money available or the right types of insurance available to help take care of them when they end up in a bad situation, that's peace of mind you just can't even possibly imagine. To be able to know that you wake up today and you don't have to worry about where your money's going to come from, to be able to buy the food you wish, to be able to make sure you can go to the doctors, to make sure you're going to receive the proper medical care. That is the peace of mind that truly empowers people and gives them freedom.
All right. So, Lance, for the person listening right now who is staring at their retirement account and feeling anxious that they might be walking into their own reckoning. So, what is the first most critical step they should take today to start changing course?
It's a great question. And not only in this arena, but most arenas. education. You need to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how to implement it in your life. Once you understand those things and what they're going to do for you and your family, that is going to be your primary basis for taking steps forward to change your situation. If you don't know what you're planning to do, or you don't know how things work, you could be creating a bigger problem for yourself. In my opening of my book, I say there are two types of people in the world. One wants to know what time it is. The other not only wants to know what time it is, they want to know how the watch is made, they want to know this, where the parts are from, and so on and so forth. This book teaches you what time it is. If you want to learn how the watch is made and learn all the other internal components, then there's other books and other things we could go into. But first and foremost, you have to identify what it is you're actually trying to understand and what is it going to do for you at some point in the future. So these are the questions you need to ask yourself or anybody out there. What is it I'm trying to accomplish here? And what do I need to do to understand it more completely to be able to take the right steps to move forward? So that would be my answer to that.
All right, Lance, really fantastic response there. So I'd like to ask, you know, after 30 years guiding people to financial freedom and zero worry, so what does being successful mean to you now?
Think I touched on a couple of the last comments I've made. It's knowing that it's not about how much money you make; it's about how much you keep. That's a financial description of success. But having the peace of mind to know that your future bills are covered because you've set up the right type of programs to give you tax-free income to live your life and to make sure you've got the right types of products in place that will take care of you if you end up needing long-term care or some other type of long-term medical coverage. uh, that's peace of mind that it's an indescribable feeling to know that you don't have that fear. Most people, I don't care what country they're in, have a fear of not only running out of money, but have a fear of, gosh, if I get sick or hurt or get cancer or become really seriously injured, how am I going to take care of myself? Am I going to be a burden to my family? Am I going to be a burden to my kids? These are all things that you need to think about when it gets to a point of being independent and trying to create your own financial peace.
All right. Finally, for our listeners who wants to get a copy of your book or learn more about your strategies, so where is the best place for them to go?
Thank you. Yeah. The book is called Zero is Your Hero, and it's available at on Amazon, which is worldwide, amazon.com/books, Barnes and Noble, and even Google Books. So this is the first step in understanding. This is an education piece. This is something to tell you what time it is. This is something for you to be able to read and understand what changes you need to start making when it goes into your type of retirement, whatever you want that to look like. This is going to help you create the basis for that. So again, the three major ones would be Barnes and Noble, Amazon, and of course Google Books. And it's ordered both on like a ebook, or I recommend getting the paperback book because you can keep it with you, you can take it with you all the time, and you can, make notes on the pages, you'll highlight things, and it would be very difficult for anybody to understand all of this with just one read. This is something that people are going to want to go back to, refer to, and check on, and make sure that they're following the right directions on these.
All right.
So I appreciate the chance to plug that, because if they just order the ebook version, what is it, $7 or something like that? I mean, it's the best $7. If I can save you $50,000 in taxes, is that a good investment? If I can save you $100,000 in taxes in the future over the life of your retirement, would that be a good investment? I think that'd be the best $20 you'd ever spend.
Great. Fantastic, Lance. It's great to have you on the show today, and it's been a really great conversation with you, and I'm really honored to have you on the show today.
Yeah.